Did you ever want to join the Illuminati?
Um,
Hey man,
here's the thing.
I ain't gonna
I
judge.
actually, I actually dislike when people ask me. Not that question. When people ask me, is so and so in the Illuminati? Is this celebrity in the Illuminati? You wanna know why? Because you can't be. The Illuminati isn't something that you join. It's something that you're either born into or you're selectively chosen for it. And celebrity. Why do they need a celebrity? When people say, "Oh, Beyonce's in the Illuminati, Jay-Z's in the Illuminati,"
Yeah.
why? Why does the most powerful humans on Earth need Beyonce? Why do they need Jay-Z? Why do they need Kanye West? Why do they need any celebrity? Because they don't. They are not in the Illuminati. They are pawns. So a good example would be is that let's say you are you're part of a wealthy family, and you own this huge castle. Okay, you have a maid, a chef, and a gardener, and a guy who takes out the garbage.
Uh-huh.
Are they part of your household in that way, in terms of wealth, or in terms of power? No, they just work for you.
That's right. Yeah.
They're just your maids. Those are the celebrities. Celebrities are the maids. Politician is the guy who's doing the garden. They have no power. They don't have any influence. They have no power. They have nothing. But they know what goes on because as a maid, you overhear what happens in the house. You get it? What I'm saying? What I'm trying to say now. So when people say, "Oh, is this celebrity in the Illuminati or something?" No. Why would they? They can't. They're just a pawn that's being used, and then they get thrown away once they're done.
Wow. Speaking of maids.
But I didn't answer your question though.
Oh, go ahead.
Would I? No.
No.
Because here's my biggest thing, right? I'm laughing because I'm actually thinking about like, would I? What could they offer me?
The world.
I don't need it. I'm good. I don't need
mean,
anything.
Like I know like a couple of YouTuber friends who
I know one thing.
who would do anything for it.
Yes, I know people personally. I know family members
Yeah.
that would do that. But unless they give me a cure for my dark under eye circles, probably not.
You probably
Yeah.
have. You never know.
No, honestly though, do I, as an Illuminati member, no. But to be classified as a Freemason, probably. Because
What's the difference?
So to put it very bluntly, without making this a whole historic thing, the Illuminati and Freemasons were two separate groups. Now they're the same. They were two separate groups. So Freemasons were scientists that pursued knowledge, and this was back then where like the church would crucify anyone that practiced science. And the Illuminati were also people that started up that sought knowledge, but they wanted knowledge for personal gain. They wanted knowledge for like world domination. They wanted knowledge for negative reasons: world domination, how to manipulate society, how to control the world, etc. Freemasons just wanted to be knowledgeable because who doesn't want to be educated? Eventually, what happened was the church found out who the Freemasons were and who the Illuminati were. They were basically just groups of scientists that called themselves the Illuminati. Illuminati just means the illuminated. That's all it means. Did that doorknob just move on its own? Okay.
I heard that.
Okay.
Okay, are you like bringing ghosts in here too or things? Like,
Maybe
what's
any
going
gin stories. Anyway. Anyway, the church sent knights to go kill them because they said if you practice science, that's considered satanic worshiping. And the knights did kill them. And a few of them escaped, and they created their own dark cult somewhere in Europe. And from there, they grew on. But they hated religion because of that. You see the connection now?
Yeah.
So the people who sought knowledge, these scientists, they were persecuted by the church, and their friends were murdered. So the ones that survived vowed that they would go and they would erase religion forever. Over time, and through generations, erasing the church became erasing religion, to erasing God, to becoming satanic.
You know, but it makes absolute sense in that way, because it's like you said Satanism, but like I feel like some people who are like, oh, you know, I'm against religion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow Satan.
Satan
Satan is
is
part.
religion,
Yeah.
yeah.
Satan is part
Yeah.
of religion. That's
Yeah.
where he came from. That's where he exists from.
Do you,
But Illuminati is completely against the whole idea of religion.
Yeah, Illuminati, they're more of what you would call a deist. Do you know what a deist is? So like a deist is basically they actually believe in God, and they believe in Satan, and they just don't really believe in religion. So the difference is that they think that God exists, but he has no influence over our lives, which I can kind of agree with sometimes.
Okay.
So they think that God like made us and said, peace, and just walked out. Like, y'all do what you want. That's why their quote is do what thou wilt, which is do what you want. Because they don't feel that there's any repercussions, which is why they can cause so much chaos and so much hatred and not be fazed by it.
Do you believe that there is a God? Hey, I had to ask.
I definitely believe there's something. Do I believe that it has to be like some religious type of God that we've been taught? It could be a computer. We could all be in a simulation right now.
Yeah.
You know, so a God could literally just be an engineer that created us. The way we create simulations and put people in there, not literal people, but, you know, like robots and stuff. What's the difference between that and us? It's like the Matrix. What's the difference?
I'm always like asking about that. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
But continue, and I'll talk about it.
No,
after.
go.
Basically, like with you know, the simulation theory, like I'm always trying to find the glitch
In the system?
in the system, and people say that the glitches are usually the I forgot the word for it, but the Mandela effect.
Yeah, or deja vu, or
Yeah.
ever have those moments where you dream of something, like a scenario, and the next morning it happens?
Yeah, that happened to me, dude.
Yeah, I had like a dream. My sister randomly came over and like threw an orange in the air and started slicing it, and then she bit right into it without peeling it. And I was like, who does that? It was like those stupid dreams, right? Next morning, comes into my house, gets an orange, bites right into it. And I said, who does that? She was wearing the same sweater.
Wow, that's crazy.
How does that happen?
That's
you know
insane.
What I mean?
Yeah.
It's very, very weird. It's very awkward. But in terms of God, I kind of agree. Oh my God, I'm gonna get attacked for this. I kind of agree with the concept that the Illuminati are deists and why they do, meaning that they believe that God created us, but He doesn't interfere. Because there was a church that actually went on fire in Virginia. Did you see that? It was trending on Twitter, and the church people came back. The whole thing went up in flames. The whole church, and they found Bibles and the cross completely untouched. The Bibles that were left in the church. So they're claiming it didn't go on fire and that the cross wasn't burnt. I call hoax, but whatever. Here's the thing. So God stepped in to save a few pages, right, from a burning church. But everything else that happens in the world, God couldn't intervene. You know, there are some, for example, the starving children thing, right? There's humans that are out there starving for literally when it's not their fault at all. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
God doesn't intervene. God doesn't drop a banquet from the sky full of food. Nothing happens.
Well, people would say that maybe it's a test to see how we're willing to help.
Ah, yes, the test.
Yeah.
See, here's the issue with that dilemma, right? This is called false bias. So that's when you say, like, the quote, everything happens for a reason, right? Which is fine. It's fine to say that. But can't you always say that? It's the worst thing possible could happen. Everything happens for a reason. But then you never stop saying that. The whole world could be up in flames. Everything happens for a reason. Does it? You know?
Hey, I mean,
and
you're
notice that everyone always says everything happens for a reason when something bad happens. Not when something good happens. So it's like this way of you telling yourself, like, oh, don't feel bad. You know, like God has something, you know, bigger plans for me. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, sometimes
I
you
can't
don't.
argue with that.
Yeah, sometimes you
Damn
don't.
it, you're right.
There's some people that have the most beautiful souls and they live horrible lives. And there's some people that have horrible souls. Did I say that twice? Horrible souls? I said good souls, right?
Yeah, no, you said good souls who live horrible lives.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And then people will say, oh, it's a test. But how much is everything is a test? Like, is God really sitting there testing 8 billion humans on every little thing that happens in their lives?
Exactly. Do you believe there's a God?
I believe there's a creator, but I wouldn't say like I'm focused on a specific religion. But I don't really believe that whatever created us has full control, but is controlling every little aspect of our lives. Like, I don't think it actually cares as much as we do. Like, it goes back down to like what's considered free will and what's destiny, right? What's actually written in your life and what you truly have something like that you control over. If you apply for a job and you get it, was that predestined? Did God give that to you, or did you earn it? And what's earned and what's not? You know, like if you accomplish something, people always say, oh, you know, thank God. Did God give it to you, or did you accomplish it? Which is which here? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, it's like I do believe in faith and all that because I feel like it's just makes it easier. I don't want to go too deep into it because I just know that there's going to be questions that lead to other questions.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a never-ending cycle.
And religion could be healthy too. It can give people hope for something, even if there isn't any. Well, some parts of religion.
Yeah, but you know, you brought up something interesting, like like when it comes to people who don't have a religion or against it, let's say they have a goal.
Yeah.
And if they have this goal, now they don't have the guides of right or wrong. So you could go about your goal in any way you see fit.
Yes, but
Right?
every human does that, religious or not religious. Have you noticed that?
That
You
is
think
true.
someone who's a devoted Christian won't, go against their own religion to get what they want? Not saying everyone does that, but you think people don't?
No, you're right. You're
People
right.
will cherry pick.
Yeah.
They'll choose which things to follow and which things not to.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing too: is that if someone doesn't believe in God, the morality isn't gone. Humans are naturally born with morals. You don't need to be told not to murder someone. You just don't do it. Like it doesn't feel right to murder something.
That's right, because we have a conscience.
Yeah.
We have the ability to reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's what separates us from
Yeah.
animals.
Actually, on the contrary, do animals have conscience or not? Dogs know when they did something bad. Cats know when they misbehaved.
But they don't have the ability to reason. That's what I mean.
Yes,